What about Fergie? Because Fergie's reportedly been going to extreme lengths to stay hidden. According to the Daily Mail, she's been on a secret sofa surfing world tour and staying at homes of a succession of discreet, wealthy friends, and apparently has 3 phones.
Sarah has been missing for months, but she hasn't just disappeared, she's running. Between the 3 burner phones she cycles through to evade tracking and the secret sofa surfing tour through the estates of the ultra-wealthy, she is living like a fugitive in her own country. She's paranoid, disheveled, and convinced the world is closing in. We are peeling back the curtain on the most desperate chapter of her life yet, and you won't believe where this trail of secrets ends. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next.
She's always fallen for very rich men. I mean, Gado and Guy Franson, all these people. I mean, even Manuel Fernandez was quite wealthy. So, these were, she can, again, conflates business activities and sex, and that's a kind of reward.
The world hasn't seen Sarah in public since December, and for good reason. She's effectively living as a high society ghost. While the public looks for her at gala events, she is reportedly navigating a secret sofa surfing world tour, drifting between the mansions of wealthy allies who are terrified of what might happen if she's found. But she isn't just hiding, she is reportedly unraveling. Friends who have seen her on frantic low-light video calls describe a woman who is completely unrecognizable. The meticulously polished image is gone. Instead, they see a disheveled figure with grey roots showing and skin that hasn't seen a cosmetic needle in months. It's a drastic fall for someone whose life was once defined by impeccable royal optics. But looking unkempt is the least of her worries. There's a specific reason she's avoiding the cameras, and it involves a level of paranoia that has her convinced she's being watched by more than just the paparazzi. She believes she's become a liability to the very institution she spent her life trying to re-enter. The silence is deafening, yet it's the constant cycling through 3 different burner phones that tells the real story of her fear.
As for Fergie, though, I guess that is a concern. Does she fear being dragged into the criminal proceedings? I mean, at this point, tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's anything in the Epstein files that directly incriminates her. But do you think she may have been involved in criminal activity?
She is terrified that she's being tracked, not just by the media, but by enemies who want to ensure her side of the story never breaks the surface. And just when you think her situation couldn't get more desperate, the digital trail she's trying to erase leads straight back to the one place she can never return. Because as Sarah fights to stay invisible, her desperate attempts to reach Andrew are forcing her to take risks that could end in a total disaster.
But with these mobile phones, she's said to be so scared of being tracked down that she's juggling burner phones, rotating through several of them simply because she doesn't want to be seen. Friends have also described her as being very nervy and very low, and one can understand why. She hasn't been implicated in any kind of criminality, but the latest tranche of emails that were released from the US did paint a pretty sordid picture in terms of the depth of her relationship with Epstein. She was showing the public one thing, showing contrition for having maintained a friendship with him, and at the other end, she was privately writing to him and saying, "So sorry, have to say that to save my reputation."
In this world of high-stakes secrets, a single digital footprint can be a death sentence for a reputation. Sarah isn't just hiding her face, she's trying to scrub her entire existence from the grid. She is currently carrying 3 separate mobile phones, cycling through them like a high-level operative in a spy thriller. Why the extreme measures? Because she is reportedly convinced that she is being tracked by people who wish her harm. every time she powers on a device, she fears a ping that could give away her location to those waiting in the shadows. It's a level of paranoia that has transformed her life into a series of encrypted messages and hushed conversations.
So you would look at charity law, look at Companies Act. I suspect that there are things there. I know, talking to someone who was very close to her, that she did commit a fraud over the Johnny O'Sullivan settlement. So I do think if people start looking, there is evidence there. I suspect that she'll do some deal and she will spill the beans on people in order to keep herself out of prison.
But the fear isn't just about her safety. It's about the unfathomable connections resurfacing in the latest files from across the Atlantic. Every time a new document is unsealed in the US, Sarah's world shrinks a little more. She knows that even a stupid email from a decade ago can be weaponized in the court of public opinion. The pressure is turning into a physical weight. Insiders describe her as nervy and low, a woman who feels wronged by every member of the family, but lacks the strength to face them. She is trapped in a digital cage of her own making, terrified of the very technology that allows her to stay in touch with the few allies she has left. Yet there is one person she is willing to risk everything to contact. Even with the burner phones and the secret locations, her ultimate goal remains unchanged, reaching the one man who is equally isolated behind palace walls. And the lengths she is going to just to have a few minutes of his time are about to take a turn into the truly bizarre. While Sarah survives on the generosity of strangers, the king has finally delivered the killing blow to the life she and Andrew once knew. The locks are being changed, and the royal in Royal Lodge has officially been revoked. This isn't just a move, it's a total erasure. The king has reportedly used the letters patent to finish what began years ago. Andrew's titles? Gone. His standing? Deleted. Even the expensive artwork that once lined the hallways has been quietly crated up and moved. They are being pushed toward Wood Farm, a place that represents the ultimate humiliation for a man who once believed he was untouchable. But it's not just about the house, it's about the blacklisting that is happening behind the scenes. The family has made it clear that the York name is now a liability they can no longer afford to carry. The palace gates are effectively sealed, and the message is loud and clear: you are on your own. Yet, despite the locked doors and the official silences, a very different kind of energy is brewing within Sarah. The bitterness is starting to boil over, and the woman who was once too afraid to speak up is finding a new, dangerous kind of voice. When the sun goes down and the liquid courage starts to flow, the walls of the palace aren't the only things that are about to crack. Because a woman with nothing left to lose is the most dangerous person in the room, and she's about to start unloading. Nothing is more dangerous than a royal outcast with a grudge and a glass of liquid courage. Behind the closed doors of her secret hideaways, the mask is finally slipping. Sources say Sarah is no longer the polite, silent supporter. She is bitter, she is angry, and she feels completely betrayed by the very family she spent decades trying to please. When the sun goes down, the real stories start to come out. Insiders reveal that after a few drinks, the nervy Paranoia turns into a raw, unfiltered unloading of secrets. She's reportedly lashing out at the cold-hearted decisions made by the king, feeling like she's been treated as a scapegoat for sins that run far deeper than her own. But it's not just the king she's focused on. The tension with the rest of the family has reached a toxic boiling point. While she hides in footwells and vans to reach Andrew, the younger generation, specifically William and Kate, are reportedly livid. They see these clandestine maneuvers as a massive security risk and a desperate attempt to stay relevant. The divide in the palace has never been wider. On one side, you have a monarchy trying to modernize and survive. On the other, you have two people who feel they are being erased from history. Sarah's outbursts aren't just venting, they are the cracks in a dam that has been holding back decades of royal drama. The problem for the palace is that Sarah knows where all the bodies are buried. She was there for the phone calls, the secret deals, and the private moments that never made the tabloids. And as she sits in the dark with her burner phones, the fear at the palace is growing. What happens if she decides to stop hiding and starts talking? Because if she thinks she's already lost everything, there's nothing stopping her from taking everyone else down with her. And the next move she makes might be the one that forces the king's hand into a final, permanent solution.
The era of the Yorks as we knew it is over, replaced by a reality of removals vans, burner phones, and liquid courage-fueled outbursts. What started as a royal fairy tale has spiraled into a high-stakes game of survival, where a former member of the inner circle now navigates the world like a fugitive under a blanket. The king has made his message clear. The monarchy is moving on, with or without family. But as the gates of Royal Lodge are locked for the last time, one question remains. In her desperate attempt to avoid being tracked, what exactly is Sarah trying to protect? Is it her own safety, or are there secrets hidden in those unsealed documents that could still bring the entire house down? The shadows at Wood Farm are getting longer, and the silence from the palace is louder than ever. We may be watching the final, lonely chapter of a legacy that was once untouchable. If you want to stay ahead of the stories the palace is trying to bury, hit that subscribe button and join our community, because the real truth is finally coming to light. What do you think is the real reason behind the king's aggressive move? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video if you want more deep dives into the secrets behind the crown. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.